Hello, I'm IBXToyCity and welcome back to another Pocket City video. Today I'm going to be expanding the city some more. As you can see, I've got almost my max amount of cash. I think I've maxed out my citizens, and there's everything is just running okay in the city, which is a nice place to be. But as with every game, if you just leave it like this way for a while, then things will kind of grow up. So things will just kind of, stagnate and go nowhere. So because I don't want things to stagnate, stagnation is generally a bad thing, we're going to do a major city expansion. We've got more money than we've ever had, so we're just going to kind of make a mega new road going through here. So first of all, we'll expand this road going, actually that's terrible. But first of all, we're going to make a huge expansion of our road going all the way out here. And then we're going to be really, really careful about this. Again, it's this stage in the game. Common mistake is just kind of go hog wild and make some big mistakes, but no mistakes here. We're going to keep an eye on our maps and get things going, and I guess this is where the game gets not necessarily fun, but where the gameplay loop comes from, because the basic idea here is to keep all of these different things. So traffic, really messed up over there. Power, it's everywhere, but it's going to be future problems. Water's pretty well supplied, and zones, and look, keeping all of these things properly done. Again, there's crime over there. It's going to be an issue that we kind of work out bit by bit. So it's going to be kind of fun. I hope so, at least. And let's do this, I guess. So first of all, we're going to build our road all the way out to here. That's there are boulders you have to destroy first, it seems. So instead, we'll spend money on this plot of land from Mr. Larry, the man who owns all the land around me. Which I'm just saying, I find it a bit uncomfortable that there's one man that owns all the land. But again, we'll let that pass for now. So yeah, we're going to buy land bit by bit, slowly expand our place, even though it's a little bit more expensive than I'd like, and then kind of loop everything around together. Because like I've said before, one of the big issues with any city, whether pretend in-game or whether one for a video like this, is I guess the old design then meeting a new design, because as you build bigger, you want to build bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just a whole problem basically. So it seems as though you can't actually destroy these rocks, even if you want to try. So wait, I'll try a bit better. Yeah, it's $0 to demolish, but you can't actually do it. So maybe there's some specific thing we need. I'm not too sure. But yeah, key thing we're going to do here is get our services right on this place here. So for instance, we'll start the police station right there. That's more crime prevention. We'll get a power plant, put it over here. Now my power plant load should go down some point in the future. Just all these problems we're going to deal with before they come up, and then when we actually have real things, that should all just be wonderful. So a small park, for instance, throw it over there, and you see this, everyone's getting happier. We got police, and maybe there's a lesson about that to be learned from real life. But yeah, so if you're curious about this channel and what's been going on and why things are always different for each video, it's mostly just because I am experimenting a bit more. So for today's video, I'm using my travel mic. If you don't know, I have a mic that plugs into my phone, because I kind of like how it makes the phone look. It looks like it's a fun attachment. I know I shouldn't like something like that. Shouldn't be the decider, but it kind of is. Oh, there's an aquarium I can build. I'll take an aquarium, sure. But even though that shouldn't be a decider, it secretly kind of is. And two, this definitely needs something bigger than a regular road if there's going to be so many things here. But two, I think let's give it a whirl, because it can make things a bit easier than recording with a separate mic. And it means I'd be able to record some videos while I'm out and about, because I've said this before, but I kind of like making these videos. There's something a bit fun about it. Maybe it's just because third channel, don't care. Just kind of talk about whatever I want, whether it's, I think, the opposite of what a child was yesterday. Today, we'll talk about something worse than that, or better than that. That's not what we're not here to judge or make judgments. We're just here to get a nice city built. And now we've got a huge amount of land to do that, actually, because old Larry coming here to save the day again. Also, because we spent some time between each episode, we can have a block party. Heck yeah. Without the sound effect, it's not so fun. One of the downsides of using this mic is I can't record audio so well. It's weird, because one of the things I think a lot about when it comes to videos is how they're put together and stuff like that. But I know to most people, it really doesn't matter. To them, it's just oh yeah, the fact that the video is made is all that really comes up in most people's caring for the video. The fact that you can watch it, it's all you care about. But it's important. Things being made is probably a good thing in the long run, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, we got treasure hunter. Finally, we can get that treasure, Mr. Mayor. During my morning nature walk, I noticed some shiny treasure chests. Blah blah blah. His animal friends can get ancient structures that can be built. I bet it's going to be something weird, either a coliseum, we're going the Civ route on this. Wait, is there no explanation of how to do this? 6 cents about things. Okay, so he just told me that something bad's going to happen soon. A tornado. Okay, that's gonna suck. There's no way to prepare for a tornado. It's just gonna happen, and we have to hope that it's not too bad. Which to me sounds like the exact worst, type of event we could humanly have. But whatever, we're not in charge of the events. We just kind of deal with them as they happen, I guess. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna, by the end of today, have just a mega city, like a megalopolis, an expanse that just keeps on going and keeps on going. And that's a good thing, I think. So next up, we need a bunch of commercial zones. So over here, we'll throw some on there. And yeah, I guess most of this video is going to be about slowly but surely expanding, because a common habit of these sorts of games where there's just like a constant ticker is to just wait, because again, most mobile games kind of abuse that innate part of you to be like, you can sit here and wait, but the next game plays around the corner. But so even when you're playing one that like isn't garbagely monetized like that, it is still a bit like, waiting is kind of nice, just staring at numbers going up. Like look at that $sign right now. It's a bit satisfying to watch it go up, right? Just a bit, not too much. There are more interesting things you can do with your time. Watch some grass grow. Maybe do that thing where you read the YouTube comments at the same time as watching the video. Whatever it is you're trying to do. Ooh, we've got a crime in progress for the first time. I don't see the crime at all. There was a man on a bike. Was he involved in the crime? I actually so what we're telling, because this channel is just the weird mishmash of, oh yeah, would love to talk about cities, trees, how they're built, and also what I've been up to. Yesterday, 2 days ago, some number of days ago, as this video goes live, I believe someone, so I was woken up to a couple of people yelling at each other. One of them, seems to have stolen the other person's life necessary drugs, because he was yelling like, I need those to live, man, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. And then 6 police officers came to the street, but all they were interested in, they didn't ask questions of anyone, they didn't put up any crime tape, they were just looking around, looking in bushes, looking in bins and stuff. And even right now, I can't stop thinking why would you do that? What is the situation? Oh, we need some more land. So we need residential zones, except according to this, we don't need those whatsoever. In fact, we need money right now. So we've got 2 options. Either we raise taxes, which I guess we'll just do that. Raising taxes is a lot easier than making actual decisions. There you go. Taxes up. Money coming right through the roof. Honestly, there's this funny thing, because a lot of people ask, how do you, actually feel about all these key issues, politics A or politics B. I really think we need more OWL funding, and I really think that we need, to decrease the size of this, and we need to have less military wars over there or whatever. But I think you always need to kind of appreciate both sides of it. And you can see the same thing in games, right? We raised taxes, now we're rolling around in money. We can probably do good things with that. Look at this. We'll use that money that we just raised, and we build a new road. And now traffic goes down. Everyone's happier, I think anyway. Wait, is that right? Soon the traffic should go onto that road. Maybe it won't go onto the road. Maybe it's a waste. But eventually... Actually, wait, should we build a bridge or a rail? Oh, there's extra options coming. But I think the truth is with everything in life, there's a huge trade-off, right? More OWL funding on the one side costs money. Taxes do have to go up. On the other side, I don't know what owls actually do for the world, but more rooster funding. I reckon if we just bought a bunch of roosters, then everyone wakes up at 7 a.m. We don't need to buy separate alarm clocks anymore. That's a big plus for the economy. Oh, there's a fire. Let's deal with that properly. Anyway, so there was basically there was some police officers outside my house recently, and I can't stop thinking about why would you just search for something? What would you be searching for that you would exclusively find in hidden places? Some crime that involved 6 police officers. Because if it's a medical issue, surely what you do is you'd be okay, let's get a doctor to produce some new medicine. There's not a limited amount. It's not like it's some diamonds or gold or something where there's only so much you can find in the world. So there's some crime involving drugs that happen near me, I think. Isn't that kind of nice? Says I live in a great area, right? It's a great sign when there's a huge drug issue in your area. I feel very positive information to hear. Although actually, because we're talking about cities, and given that I live in what is vaguely considerable to be a city, you might be well, so cat, yeah, You say cities are so great, but you live somewhere with a drug problem. The best thing about cities is they allow you to like make your own trade-offs like that. Like maybe I'm okay with living somewhere that has a horrific. I think there's like gang warfare. There's a lot of burglaries. Apparently, there's some drug thefts going on in my area. However, as a result of that, save something like several $100,000 on a house. That's a cool trade-off to be able to make. If you want to spend money and you want to live in an area where people don't sell drugs and live outside your door and have frequent parties, then you get to spend more. Personally, I think that's kind of cool. If you like, it's kind of like metagaming, not metagaming. No, it's kind of like the meta in gaming, where so if you play a Call of Duty or League of Legends, there's going to be a hero or a gun that's always super OP, or always good. But then there's a gun that can, beat that gun, or there's a hero that can beat that hero that's always good. And it's always just a balance of like which gun is in, demand right now, which is the best, gun or whatever for the thing right now, and then what gun beats that gun if the counters get too popular. It's kind of the same thing where like if everyone wants a school, then schools become like around schools become really valuable places, and people can make more money selling their homes. But if you don't want to live near a school, every home that isn't near a school is good by comparison. So you should find somewhere you want to live that isn't that. And when we're talking about like, getting humans to do more stuff, I think that's good personally. I think cities are cool, and I hope that's a good enough reason for you to also think they're cool, because they totally are. Level up, by the way. Heck yeah. Get me a large power plant, which, given that there's been a red bar above me this whole episode, probably strikes me as a good idea to do. But yeah, so I talk about cities all the time and how much I love them and whatnot. And a part of it really does actually just come down to that. Like, yeah, actually, being able to... Because if you live in the countryside, you just live nowhere near anything, right? Like, if you want to go to the hospital one day, well, you better hope that you don't bleed out on the 3-hour journey. If you want to, visit a supermarket, oh, that's a day trip in the horse and wagon. Whereas, if you live in the largest city on Earth, which I think is Tokyo actually, then it's like everything is near me. I can have everything be 5 minutes away, or if I spend extra money, have it be 2 minutes away. But every single thing that humans can do for each other is accessible and right near me. If I want to go to the aquarium, it's just over there. If I want to go to... Oh, that's a police station. Do I have anything fun around here? See, this is the bad part of town where you don't want to be living. There's just like a factory that makes... Oh, it's a Pocket City plant. That's nice. Oh, speaking of which, I just realized we can change the city name now. We're a little bit rich. So we're going to call it, because I'm the most creative person alive. Do you like my keyboard, by the way? IBX... Wait, all caps. IBXToyCity. Look at me. I am just the best. That looks really terrible in text, actually. You know what? We'll just roll with it. Regardless. Yeah, IBXToyCity. 1165. It's weird. A city this big should not have an aquarium or whatever. But we'll just accept it. Oh, look at that. She likes the name. That's totally not just text that's for everyone. It's definitely they analyze the names and they give it a good quality. Kind of like Fallout does, actually. One of my favorite things we need more from games is games that can kind of adjust to different text inputs. Because right now, so for instance, Pokemon, you can name your Pokemon Jelly if you want to, right? Or you can name him Tim. But I personally think, I'm on the camp that if you do that, you are just too... You're too invested in pointless things. If you change the name of your Pokemons to anything but their default, Charizard is a Charizard. He doesn't need to be Tim the Charizard, like he's your only Charizard that you have in the world. You don't need to, get all special about it and act like he's, like an actual special one. No, he's the same as any other Charizard out there in the world. He has the same stats, maybe slightly different. If you spend any amount of time thinking about your names, like, sure, if you just say the first thing that comes to your head, like if you name your Pokemon A, and then an exclamation mark, sure. I don't agree with that, but I understand that, you just it's too much effort to press down on the Pokemon name selector. But if you think out names and you try to get like your dream squad, I think that's serial killer behavior. I genuinely do think that we should root down the people that name their Pokemon, and we should like just keep an eye on them. Like, ooh, if you care that much about Pokemon names, maybe you'll be the type of guy who like, because most serial killers do weird things on the side. Like, I think that's a well-known thing, right? Like, if you kill people, then you probably also, kill women and wear their skin. I think that's Buffalo Bill, right? I might be getting it mixed up. But you might also, enjoy, like, using someone's entrails to do, You know, like I'm just put different. Look at serial killers sometimes. The Zodiac killer who just like messing around the police. The Unabomber. He just liked not being caught. That was his favorite thing, like making the police work. Serial killers do weird things, and I feel like one of those weird things is naming your Pokemon anything but their default name. So I'm just saying, let's track those people down. I know that's the less popular opinion here, but you know, there's some issues with the people that do that. I'm just, you know, it's a public safety thing, really. It's me being a very... Oh, we have like... We can't work on our traffic solutions till later. Kind of sad. So yeah, we made a big expansion of the city at least. Things are going well on that front. We're going to have a big old road going all the way out here, and we're going to connect it up. It's going to be all great today. So, as well as my thing with cities. You know, in fact, am I just playing this game so I can talk non-stop about how much I love cities? Because I swear, in every single like live stream video where it ever comes up or something, when anything about any city-related thing comes up, I'm just like, yep, objectively good places to live. I do actually appreciate that there is a trade-off. Like, oh yeah, when you're young, you want to be in a city. You know, kind of like I was saying earlier, like the reason that I try not to provide too many that's not good. The reason I try not to provide too many just flat-out statements about here's my opinion and I think it's right is because I do appreciate everything as a trade-off. Like, having that art gallery there, it's nice and it will relax the people, but you know what would be better? Having another hospital, or having a Stop and Shop, or you know, honestly, the little park, for instance. Everyone wants something different, and you know, like it's the same thing with cities. Like, I think they're great when you're young. I think they're great when you want to make money. I think they're great when you want to have... Oh, I'm running out of like places to... Like, I've just maxed out my money. I'm that good at this, apparently. So we'll put a bank over here, and then we'll also lower taxes because rating is very good. So property tax actually, I like income tax being low, because again, in my personal favorite trade-off, 2 minutes of Toy Cat thoughts here. One of the most ridiculous... Okay, so like there are taxes in the world, right? We need to raise money to fund that art gallery and to fund you know, like whatever else I've just built here, the fire department and beaches and aquariums apparently in this world. I'm not sure why the government's funding aquariums. So anyway, you need to have you know, like different things be funded by government, and usually the idea is you tax things that aren't good. Oh, there's the tornado. So you could, for instance, tax tornadoes. Would make them less likely to come through. Oh, that's not good. That's no good at all. Do tornadoes work like this? I feel like this is a gross exaggeration. This is... Oh no. Well, what even is a tornado? Like, that... Okay, we got money in aid though, at least. Oh, that's nice. You know, I'm just saying, it seems like there is... Given that we just got 13,000 for free for pretending to have a tornado, I just came up with the worst business idea for real life. Set up a pretend village, and like, you know, somewhere like exists on paper, and then say there was a horrific hurricane, and then like, you know, do like disaster relief appeals, show pictures, but like reuse them from like, you know, the tsunami in the Philippines, or like, I don't know where it was, like the Southeast Asian tsunami that was near Christmas a few years ago. Reuse the footage of that, and then suddenly, you know, let the donations roll in. It's unethical, yes, but I mean, if I'm not sure what the defense for it actually is, but still, good idea, business making strategy right there. If any entrepreneurs out there, like, right, because honestly, like, if you think about it, there's a lot of scams on the internet, right? Like, if you go out there, someone's going to try and steal your bank details by saying they're a Nigerian prince, or saying they're whatever the scam is in the email. So if you get scammed by a Nigerian prince, you'll feel bad. If you get scammed by someone having a fake village where they, you know, like they say it had a tornado but it didn't, oh, the app ended again. That's my background. Do you like it, by the way? Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Give it a like if you liked it, because this app is quite unstable. I'd rate this game a solid 9 out of 10. 10 out of 10 for gameplay, 0 out of 10 for stability. Although maybe it's just like being a convenient end for the video. I don't know, you tell me. Hope you all enjoyed the video though, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.